Yeah, okay. So before I start my demonstration of AZURE DevOps, first let me introduce myself. Okay, I am the trainer of AZURE DevOps. My name is Shiva Kumar. Okay, I have 19 years of overall experience. So I started my career as a Oracle DBA. That is in the month of June 2003. So later I shifted to other technologies, but for the past 8.5 years, I have been on DevOps, Azure DevOps, AWS and Azure Clouds. This is my basic introduction. And when it comes to our course duration, Azure DevOps, first let me explain whether there is any prerequisite for this course or not. So when it comes to prerequisite, no coding is required. No coding is required. Okay. And it is better to have Windows fundamentals, because nowadays everyone knows Windows operating, right? Windows operating. So even a computer, okay, even a non-IT background student will also be learn this Azure DevOps course. Okay. And when it comes to Azure DevOps job career, so even you apply Azure DevOps with 3 years of experience, at least 3 to 3.5 years experience, 3 plus. Okay, so you can expect 10 to 15 lakhs of salary per annum. LPA, lakhs per annum. Because Azure DevOps jobs are now very shortage, manpower is very less, and technology is very latest. And when it comes to generic DevOps, okay, generally people will get confused what is DevOps and what is Azure DevOps. Okay, in this session clearly I will explain what exactly generic DevOps and what is AWS DevOps and what is Azure DevOps. These three are completely different. People says that AWS is different, AWS DevOps is equivalent to DevOps, but AWS DevOps is different, generic DevOps is different, Azure DevOps is also different, and GCP DevOps are also different. So these are three different courses. Don't think that AWS DevOps is same as generic DevOps. Both are different. Okay. And when it comes to course duration of this course, the duration of this course is 8 weeks. Okay. So here as a part of this course, so we are providing Docker, okay, Kubernetes or Azure Admin at free of cost. Azure Admin only recordings are provided. If any new batches are there, we will inform you so you can attend. Otherwise, you can collect only recordings. For Docker and Kubernetes sessions, you can attend live sessions. Okay, so in the next week, we are going to start a new Docker and Kubernetes batches, that is 7 a.m. IST, morning 7 a.m. IST. Okay, that is Tuesday to Friday. Sorry, Tuesday to Saturday. So all my morning batches are Tuesday to Saturday. All my evening batches Monday to Friday. Because for every student, it must be suitable, right? For India students, for foreign students also, the timings must be suitable. Monday to Friday, okay, evening batches. And when it comes to Azure DevOps, the timings will be this timings only. 5 to 6 p.m. 5 to 6 p.m. IST, Indian Standard Timings. And when it comes to Docker and Kubernetes, from next week we are going to start these Docker and Kubernetes sessions that you can avail at free of cost. Sorry. This is morning 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. IST. Okay, every session is recorded, and after completion of the session will be posted in the Google Drive, and that will be shared with you. Okay, you have to share your email ID so that to your email ID invitation, Google Drive invitation will come. You have to open same link every day, and within that link you can have recording of everyday session. Okay, and when it comes to material, and for Docker and Kubernetes we are going to send material, and every day I am going to write notes. That notes also will be posted in Google Drive. Okay, apart from any other running material, I will give some references links also. Okay, and wherever it is required, definitely I am going to provide Microsoft official documentation links, so you can go through that. So if you integrate all the links, okay, finally you are going to get a big PDF file. Okay, so every day I am going to write notes. At the same time, I am going to refer some links, Microsoft documentation links. Okay, and when it comes to prerequisites, already I told you, right? Okay, and our duration of the session is 1 hour. And first, let me explain what exactly DevOps is. Then we will see AWS DevOps and generic DevOps. Okay, first, let me start. What is DevOps? So as per DevOps concepts, actually DevOps is a set of principles. It is not just like C, C++, .NET, Java language. Okay, it is a theoretical concept actually. As per the concept of DevOps, so every DevOps engineer has to fulfill the goals. Following goals. So what are the following goals a DevOps engineer has to fulfill? One is to reduce the time required to deliver a software. So at the end of the course, you can discuss everything with me. Okay. Tools means here we are not. So when it comes to tools, Azure DevOps will have only build pipeline, release pipeline. We are going to teach. I'm going to handle PowerShell, ARM templates, and how to integrate the ARM templates along with your build and release pipelines. That also we are going to show. Okay. First, let me finish the flow. Okay, then you can ask me any number of questions. I will give time to you at the end of the demo. I will definitely give time to you. So then I will answer your questions. Is it okay? Because in the meanwhile, if you ask questions, my flow will be disturbed and unnecessarily recording quality is degraded. Is it okay, guys? First, let me complete the flow. Okay. So once I complete this demo part, you can ask any doubts. Then they will I will answer to your questions, right? What do you say, guys? Otherwise, shall I stop my flow and shall I answer your questions?
So you completed.
First, while I am giving demo, okay, if you have any doubts, just please note down. Okay, so then once my demo is over, then you can ask your doubts. I will explain. Note down your doubts at the time of my demo. Okay, so then you can ask those doubts at the end of the session. Once I finish my demo part. Okay, so as per the DevOps engineer, So as per the DevOps engineer, first goal of a DevOps engineer is to reduce the time required to deliver the software. That is the first goal. And the second goal of a DevOps engineer is to provide infrastructure. So infrastructure means generally servers, okay, network, okay, and storage. So these kinds of things are called as infrastructure elements. You have to provide infrastructure to your other team members like dev team, okay, testing team, pre-prod, staging environment. Okay, so to every environment you have to provide infrastructure. That is your another responsibility. Okay, so these are the two major goals of a DevOps engineer. And when it comes to DevOps lifecycle, okay, first we are going to see what exactly DevOps lifecycle is. Then we will explain each and every step. Now, whenever a new project comes to your organization, okay, so generally clients, business clients will approach with some requirements, and they will come up with some project details like specifications, right? So what happens first? Developers will come into picture. Before that, many other stages also performed. I don't want to discuss all those stages because all they are completely concerned with theoretical aspects. Okay, so I don't want to discuss all those stages. So as we are technical persons, I am going to speak about technical steps. Okay, so whenever a new project comes, first what happens? The developer starts writing the code. Developer starts write the code. Okay, so it is better, I think, I explain this flow in a diagrammatical way so that it will be very clear to you. Okay, so guys, I am going to take the images. So images are going to give best understandability. Okay, so I am going to take something like developer logo or developer images. Okay, so I am going to take one of the developer image. So not only single developer, multiple developers will be working for a single project. Okay, so at the end of the day, every developer is going to submit his code into some area that is called as source code management system or code repository. Okay, and version control system. Yeah, these are the similar names that are given to your version control system. Okay, so the responsibility of source code management system or code repository version control system is to manage the code that is submitted by various developers. Okay, in the market we have popular source code management systems like Git, Bitbucket, Azure repos. We have many more things. So I am going to take one SCM image from there. Okay. Yeah, this is a SCM. Now this is going to have the code submitted by every developer. Yeah, this developer is going to submit code into this area. Okay, so this is a virtual system or physical system where exactly Git software or any other software is installed that is going to maintain the code that is developed by, that is submitted by various developers. Okay, so in here the code is developed in the form of raw format. Means the code can be in any language like Java, .NET, okay, and Python, whatever code it may be. But directly we cannot use this code directly, right? Because it is a raw code. Raw format cannot be used. So this raw format must be translated, okay, into some executable format. into some package format, into some application format. So for that, what we are going to do? So we are going to copy this code. We are going to deploy this code. We are going to promote this code into some set of servers. The set of servers collectively called as build environment. Okay. So build environment means it is not only single system. Here are several systems will be working together to prepare build. Okay. Now let us take a build image. Okay, so it can be any build like I'm going to open my Chrome browser. Build icons. Okay, I'm going to take this one. So exactly here. Build team will come into picture. There is no separate team called build. Okay, it is also our major responsibility to build the code. Now to build the code, generally we are going to use some softwares like MS Build, Maven, Ant, Make. Okay, people. Yeah, these are the various build tools for various platforms, various languages like Java, .NET, Python. Okay, so for every language, the build tool will be different. It can be any language, right? .NET, C++, or it can be something like Python, whatever code it may be. Here we are going to use some tools like Maven and or MS Build for .NET projects. So the outcome of this build environment is something like package format or application or something like artifact. So these are all the similar names, or we can also call them as executables. So once artifact or package or application is created, as per the company norms, okay, so they cannot be used directly. They must be tested. To test the artifacts and to test application package, again, the code will be copied. The code will be promoted to some other environment called testing environment. Okay, this is a testing environment where exactly several testers will come into picture. So they will perform various testing operations, like they will perform integration testing, load balancing testing. Okay. Performance testing. So they are going to conduct many test operations. So finally, here two things can be happened. One is the test can be failure or test can be success. So if the test is failure, the feedback of the test will be sent back to developers. Suppose test is succeeded. Test is succeeded. Then what happens here? Again, the test results along with artifact will be sent to, will be copied to client systems. Okay, so that is called as staging environment. Okay, there the business clients will come into picture. Okay, he is going to test artifact in every angle. Okay, so this is my testing pre-prod environment, or it is also called as staging area or UAT. The technical term is UAT. User acceptance testing. User acceptance testing is going to be done here. So here actual business client will come into picture. He is going to test everything. He is going to test the requirements. Sorry. Just a minute. I will drag this. Okay. This is a testing environment. Here. So if the end user satisfies, if business client satisfies with this product, what happens here? He is going to, the artifact will be staging. Okay, pre-prod. Okay, if he satisfies everything, then what happens? Finally, the code will be deployed. The code will be hosted to live environment. This is the final environment where exactly code is available. When the code is available in a live environment, people from internet will be able to use my application. This is actual flow. Okay. Now, once upon a time, completely this process was manual. I'm going to save documents every day like this. I'm going to send pictures also, images also in your drive. Okay. So once upon a time, this is a completely manual process. So upon arrival of DevOps tools, this process can be automated. Okay. So in order to automate this process, okay. So from Azure DevOps side, we are going to use something like Azure DevOps tool. Here using Azure DevOps, we can create two types of pipelines. One is CI pipeline, other one is CD pipeline. So here CI stands for continuous integration and CD stands for continuous delivery or deployment. So here what exactly the difference between continuous deployment and continuous delivery? Okay. Here the process of automating these two boxes means whenever code is submitted to version control system automatically, okay, Azure DevOps is going to take the code, it is going to create artifact. This automating these first two boxes, this is called as CI, continuous integration, or we can also call as build pipeline. In Azure terminology, in Azure DevOps terminology, this is called as build pipeline. And when you are able to automate the first four boxes, means starting from version control system to client environment, client system, this is called as continuous delivery. And if you are able to automate everything starting from version control system to production environment, this is called as continuous deployment. Continuous deployment. And in Azure DevOps, this is called as release pipeline. Release pipeline. Same thing you can achieve with Jenkins also. If you are using generic DevOps, okay, Jenkins and Azure DevOps both are same. Okay, so Azure DevOps, this is from Microsoft, and this is from a third-party vendor. It is an open source. So if you commit AWS, this is something like code deployment. So you can search like this, AWS Jenkins. Are you seeing code deploy? Not deployment, this is deploy. Code deploy is equivalent to your Jenkins. Code deploy, it is a term from, sorry. So I am not able to code deploy only, not deployment. It is a term from AWS. Now, when you are able to automate every activity in this within this DevOps life cycle, definitely time is reduced, right? The first goal of a DevOps engineer is fulfilled, to reduce the time required to deliver a software. So if it was once upon a time, since it was manual, it was taking months of time, because everything should be manual. Creating artifact is manual. Creating test environment is manual. Everything is manual. So because that was manual in the olden days, that was taking months of time. Now upon arrival of DevOps tools, so we can make very much possible. That is as much as possible. Okay, so that we can do by using Azure DevOps. And what is the second goal of a DevOps engineer here? Just look at the second goal: to provide infrastructure. Okay, now just look at this diagram. See, guys, I can show this is in a PPT form, but PPT, I don't like PPTs. Okay, drawing everything from scratch gives you clear idea. Directly, I can bring PPTs and explain. I can explain everything, but that is not a good approach. That is not a sensible approach also. Okay, of course, PPT is going to give better attraction, but if I do everything manual, okay, so it is very impressive and it will be self-understandable. That is why generally I don't take any PPTs. I will explain everything in a manual way. In front of you only, I will draw every diagram. Okay, I don't prefer any ready-made PPTs. Okay, I can get a number of hundreds of PPTs from net, but I cannot bring. Okay, so if time permits, okay, so in some cases I will also show some PPTs, but most of the cases, okay, I will draw diagrams like this. So diagrams are going to give a clear idea to you. That is why I'm going to give diagrams directly. Now, here the second responsibility is there, right? To provide infrastructure to the team members. And what kind of infrastructure you have to provide? Now see, here we are speaking about this is build environment, right? Actually, environment is nothing but what? Environment is nothing but server with some software. Okay, suppose I want to create an application package of an artifact. What I need to have create one server, okay, with some softwares installed. Okay, so this is nothing but what? Environment. Generally, there is no difficulty in understanding environment. Environment is nothing but it is a collection of servers with, okay, some softwares installed. Now to create artifact, generally if you take a Java project, I need a server, okay, physical server or virtual server, along with some build softwares are installed. Okay, if you are using Java application, I need to install Maven. If you want to build .NET application, I need to install MS Build. If it is a .NET application, I will go and create Windows server. And if it is a Java application, I will go and create a Linux server. This is one environment, right? Now, in the similar way, to create test environment, there also I need some servers, right? One or two servers, not only one or two servers. In the reality, okay, some hundreds of servers are there. Hundreds of servers must be created in a single shot. Okay, so how to create these servers in a single shot, that is a different story. Okay, we are going to take that, we are going to do that one also. Okay, no problem. Now, here testing also requires hundreds of servers with some server softwares installed. ULT also required some servers, okay, with some servers with some softwares installed. So for every requirement, there need some environment. In that environment, we as a DevOps engineers have to provide infrastructure. So to provide infrastructure, okay, so we have so many tools. Okay, so we have a tool called Terraform, but in our course we are not going to Terraform. Okay, in our course we are going to discuss something like ARM templates. So what ARM template is going to do? ARM template or Terraform. In Terraform or in ARM template, we are going to write something like automated scripting. Automated scripting. Okay. The scripting, something like HTML, DHTML scripting, it is not coding. Scripting is different, coding is different. We will write some scripting. Okay. So to write automated creation of infrastructure. Okay. So you can create this infrastructure from portal also, from website also, but that takes a lot of time. That takes 15 days, 20 days, sometimes 1 month also. But when you write scripting, within no time, you can create infrastructure. Now to create infrastructure as a part of our course, we are going to cover ARM templates. Okay. Terraform actually it is a part of generic DevOps. We don't handle Terraform. That the equivalent one is ARM templates in our Azure DevOps. Now, here to create CI/CD pipelines, we as DevOps engineers, we are going to use Azure DevOps. And to create infrastructure, we are going to write automated scripting. The automated scripting we can write by using ARM templates. And nowadays, containers are very popular, right? Okay, containers and microservices are very popular. Okay, so just you think of a large application, a e-commerce application. So e-commerce application generally it is a collection of microservices, right? Small services like payment service, net banking service, okay, and insurance service, invoice, login service, net banking, authentication, authorization. Like this, some hundreds of microservices are there in e-commerce application, e-commerce software. Now, if I want to deploy, if I want to run only one single software, only one single module, if I take a complete virtual machine, all my system resources are wasted, because just I want to run only one single module, just for the sake of single module. Suppose I want to run a orders module. Orders module generally it is a piece of software which is going to have just 1 MB of space, 1 MB of which is going to occupy 1 MB of storage. Just for the sake of 1 MB of storage, if I create a virtual machine takes a minimum 1200 MB of storage. And something like 4 GB of RAM. Is it sensible approach just to run 1 MB of application? Okay, with 1200 MB of storage and 4 GB of RAM. Okay, in this case, we are wasting a lot of system hardware, right? So to overcome that problem, what we are going to do? So we are going to create something like containers. So container does not take this much of 1200 MB of storage. Containers just they are going to create a lightweight virtual machine with a lightweight operating system. Lightweight means it does not have all functionalities of operating system. Okay, so even you can create a container with 4 MB of storage. It is a wonder, right? Okay, even with 4 MB of storage, you can create a container. Container is just like small virtual machine. And to manage containers, we need a tool, right? Okay, so containers cannot be created directly. To create container, we need images. Okay, software images. Okay, from where we can bring the images, that is a different story. Okay, now to create container, to pull the images, to download the images, to start containers, to stop containers. Okay, we need a tool. Okay, so the tool name is called a Docker. So Docker tool you can restrict for 1 or 2 containers, but in the reality, in the production of our company, we are going to have some thousands of containers. Thousands of containers cannot be managed by Docker. Thousands of containers must be managed in a automatic fashion. Okay, so to manage such thousands of containers in the production, okay, we cannot use Docker. We are going to use something like Kubernetes. Kubernetes is a orchestration tool. Okay, without Docker Kubernetes, there is no DevOps nowadays. So when you think of Azure DevOps course, you have to learn. It can be any DevOps. It can be Azure DevOps. It can be generic DevOps. It can be AWS DevOps. Okay, you need to have these three tools. One is you need to know at least one CI/CD engine. Okay, so this can be either Jenkins or AWS code commit or Azure DevOps. And you need to have definitely containerization tools. So because of that reason, as a part of our course, we are providing Docker Kubernetes. Without these, there is no DevOps course. DevOps course, mandatory tools. And third one is IST tool. IST means infrastructure as code. Here we have many infrastructure as code tools. So if you come across Azure, we have something like ARM templates and Terraform and CloudFormation. CloudFormation, this is from AWS. Terraform is a generic tool which can create infrastructure irrespective of cloud. You can create infrastructure in any cloud. Whereas ARM templates, it will create infrastructure in Azure cloud. Now, so when it comes to Azure DevOps, okay, so let us open few PowerPoint presentation slides. Okay, so this is Azure DevOps slides. Guys, always remember Terraform is equivalent to ARM templates. Even though you are not discussing Terraform, everything you can write, everything you can do with ARM templates. ARM templates, using PowerShell also we can create infrastructure. We can write automated scripting. You just look at this. This is about Azure DevOps. So when you speak about Azure DevOps, generally it is a combination of 5 components. Okay, Azure boards, Azure pipelines, Azure repos, Azure artifacts, and Azure test plans. Azure boards generally it is used by project managers to estimate budget, to estimate manpower. Okay, how much time is required for a project to complete. Okay, so that tool is used by project managers. And Azure pipelines, as a DevOps engineer, we are going to create 2 types of pipelines, CI/CD. CI/CD means build and release pipelines we are going to create. And Azure repos is a place where exactly we can store the code submitted by .NET and Java developers. And as a part of Azure DevOps, we are going to discuss Azure repos as well as some external repositories like GitHub also. And even from our local machine also, we are going to pull the code. Okay, how to create code in our local machine. Okay, from that, how to pull the code into Azure repos, that also we are going to discuss. And our major focus of Azure DevOps is we are going to focus on Java and .NET projects. Okay, because these are the very widely used language nowadays, right? Okay, and as a part of Azure DevOps, we are going to focus on .NET and Java applications. And if possible, I will take Python applications also. Okay, if time permits. Okay, so deployment is nothing. So once you know the deployment steps of one language, and deployment steps will be the same for other language. Only code is different. And one more thing, you need not to write any coding. In the reality, developers are going to write the code. So whatever code that is written by developer will be automated here. Now, when it comes to Azure test plans, okay, here it is going to have various test plans. Actually, testers will come into picture here. Testers are going to integrate your code with test plans, and they are going to give final report. And what exactly Azure DevOps, Azure Artifacts? Azure Artifacts is going to store reusable components. Reusable components means suppose you have developed one DLL file, one jar file or var file. Okay, you want to share that jar file across your team. Okay, so then you can store that artifact into this Azure artifact so that that can be shared by various developers in your team. And this is the flow just now we have discussed now. Visual Studio is the area where exactly developers of Java or .NET will be writing the code. They are going to submit the code into Azure repos. In the place of Azure repos, we are going to see how to connect Azure pipelines with Azure repos and external Git repositories also. Okay. Here, once your artifact is created, you need some environment to run the application, right? Okay, the environment can be either servers or Azure App Services. Azure App Services or Azure Web Apps. Okay, Azure Web Apps will not have any servers. Okay, so internally servers are managed by Microsoft people. You need not to manage operating system. You need not to manage any servers. Okay, but in case of real servers, you need to manage everything. You need to create a server. You need to deploy the application. And while application is running, okay, so we are going to have something like application insights monitoring. Okay, this is the workflow of your Azure DevOps. And one more thing also I have to convey to you. As a part of our course, we are going to learn PowerShell and ARM templates also. And I'm going to show how to run PowerShell ARM templates from Azure Cloud. And at the same time, how you can run artifacts, ARM templates and PowerShell from pipelines also. How you can integrate them. How you can run them in an automated fashion. Okay, that also we are going to see. And here these are the specialties features of Azure pipelines. So once upon a time, that means before 2018, actually the old name of Azure DevOps was VSTS. So from 2018 onwards, the VSTS was called as Azure DevOps. So when VSTS was there in the company, that was supporting only .NET language. When Azure DevOps is introduced, okay, that will support many languages like Ruby, C, C++, .NET, Android, iOS, Python, Node.js, Java, PHP. Okay, all languages will be supported by Azure pipelines. And if possible, you can extend Azure pipelines also, and you can integrate containers and Kubernetes with Azure pipelines also. That is explained here. And you can integrate your pipelines with external Git repository also. Okay, as a part of Azure DevOps, we are going to see how you can push the code into Azure repos. That is one kind of repository. And not only that one, we are going to see how to pull the code from external Git repositories also. Even from laptop also, from our local laptop also, how you can pull the code. That also we are going to see. Okay, once again, this is a brief explanation of Azure DevOps components like Azure boards, Azure repos, Azure pipelines, Azure test plans, Azure artifacts. So tomorrow, what we are going to see, not only tomorrow, this week completely we are going to focus on Azure admin part, because without knowing Azure admin concept directly, I cannot jump into Azure DevOps, because some concepts are required. So what are the different job roles available in our company? Okay, so to which job role you are going to fit? Okay, like 4 types of job roles are available: architect role, admin role, developer role, and DevOps engineer role. What are the 4 different roles that we are going to discuss tomorrow? Okay, so tomorrow completely fundamentals of Azure admin. Then we will see how to create infrastructure like virtual machines, storage, Windows servers. Okay, how to increase the configuration. Okay, completely we are going to focus on basic ideas, complete infrastructure, how to create complete infrastructure. That is our agenda in the first week. From second week onwards, I am going to start Azure DevOps, because without knowing all these concepts, directly if I move to Azure DevOps, okay, that is not a good approach. That is not a sensible approach. That is why first week completely I am going to focus on Azure admin only. Okay, and I told you one thing, as a part of free courses, certification, it is a different story. Just you can compare your certification contents with our course contents. If both are matching, then you can proceed. And one more thing, in India, no one is going to demand for certificate. Why again? Why unnecessarily you pay from your pocket? Even you have certification, definitely they are going to conduct first round, second round, HR round, everything. Okay, so if you have certification, they are not going to give any preference for you. So once you join the company, okay, your employee will sponsor you. Why unnecessarily you pay from your pocket? That is my idea. Okay, so once you are learning this course, forget about certification. Once you complete this course, then you can think of certification. So if your employer is paying, that is okay. But if you are unemployed, so now only if you are looking for a job, once you join the organization, definitely your boss, your company CEO, your company employer will be paying for your certification. Why unnecessarily you are paying that much 20K, 25, 30K? That is unnecessary in my view. Okay, your choice is yours. Here I told you, right? The difference is here I have written 3 types of DevOps courses, right? In the generic DevOps, generally people will use tools like Git, okay, Jenkins, okay, and Ansible, okay, Maven, Jenkins, Terraform, Ansible, Docker, okay, and Kubernetes. These are all generic tools. Okay, these are all open source. And when it comes to AWS DevOps, here we are going to use something like code commit. This is just like Git repository and code deploy. And when it comes to Azure DevOps, we are going to learn Azure repos, okay, Azure pipelines, okay, and what are they? This is Terraform. PowerShell, ARM templates, okay, Docker, Kubernetes. What else is remaining? Nothing, right? Nothing, right? Only Ansible is not, we are not covering. In the place of Terraform, we are discussing ARM templates. Okay, here extra things are PowerShell is coming. Okay, these are the tools that we are going to learn. Okay, so but in Azure terminology, we are going to discuss build and release pipelines. In Jenkins, we are going to call them as CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment. But here we don't say CI/CD, we say build and release pipelines. These are the tools that we are going to cover, and why you have to learn Azure DevOps. The chance of getting jobs are more, because nowadays people who knows DevOps are more. jobs are very less. But when you think of Azure DevOps, jobs are more, people are very less, and salaries also okay, very high when compared to DevOps jobs. I told you in the beginning itself, even you apply a Azure DevOps post for at least 3+ years of experience, easily you can expect 10 to 15 lakhs. And in Azure DevOps, we have two flavors again. What are the two flavors? One is on-premise version, cloud version. Nowadays, no one is going to use on-premise because like any other software, you have to install Azure DevOps in your servers. Okay, you have to do everything. Okay, as a part of our course, we are going to learn cloud version of Azure DevOps. So if you install Azure DevOps in your servers, you have to manage everything. Okay, you have to manage auto scaling, load balancing. You have to purchase license. You have to purchase servers. You have to purchase hardware. Everything you have to manage. But in Azure DevOps, in the cloud version, you least bothered about all these things. You don't manage servers. You don't manage license. You don't manage upgradation. Just you are going to pay whatever we are using. Okay. So tomorrow I will show how to create Azure DevOps account and Azure accounts. Okay. How you can start Azure DevOps. So many interesting things are there tomorrow. Okay. And here one more last thing I want to convey. You can select either Docker Kubernetes or Azure admin course. Anything is possible, but if you select the Azure admin, recordings are provided. Okay, so for Docker and Kubernetes, we are going to allow you direct live classes. Choice is yours. Either you can select and Docker Kubernetes or Azure admin. That means we are providing two courses at one course cost. Okay, really, if you want to utilize this opportunity, it is a good and beautiful opportunity. Okay, now I am open for your doubts. You can ask your doubts now.
In this, we will cover Azure SQL database service also.
Azure SQL database service, I will show how to create Azure SQL database service when it comes to database DevOps. Okay, one session I will take how to create database. What are the difference between cloud databases and non-cloud databases, that I will show.
Same as Active Directory also, right? SSO like that.
Active Directory, actually it is a part of Azure admin course. What I am telling, if you want Azure admin, okay, I will provide you recordings. Okay, live session, recent batch recordings. Okay, actually Azure Active Directory, it is not part of a Azure DevOps course. It is a part of Azure admin. Okay, even though Azure admin sessions will be there in Azure recordings. Did you get my point?
Yeah, either Docker and Kubernetes or Azure admin.
Azure
right?
admin.
Anyone we can get it. Okay. Which one we can go? Can you? Which one we can choose?
That is your will and wish, right? If you know already Docker and Kubernetes, okay, you can go for Azure admin. If you don't know Docker and Kubernetes, you can join in Docker and Kubernetes live sessions.
We don't know both.
But Docker and Kubernetes, it is a morning session, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. In that batch, USA students will also be there. Okay, along with those people, you will be learning Docker and Kubernetes.
Okay. Azure admin. Okay, it's a recording, right? Okay.
Hi Shiva, this is Raghavendra.
Yes.
We can go into parallelly on morning session and evening session also.
Yeah, you can go parallelly. But Docker and Kubernetes, next week we are starting.
Yes, okay. But how can I get the syllabus copy?
Which one?
Syllabus copy of these course.
Yeah, course contents you can collect from training team. Bhavani, she is a concerned person for this course. Okay, so I will share his number. Sorry, I will share her number. Okay, so you can contact her.
Yeah, okay.
Just a minute. I will write her number.
Shiva, is there any fast track batch is ongoing?
It is 8 weeks. Again, within 8 weeks, how we can start fast track batches?
Means for a duration of means daily duration we can increase
Daily 2 hours. Daily 2 hours.
daily 2 hours.
Morning 1 hour, evening 1 hour. So that you can finish it in within 4 weeks.
Yes, okay.
Docker Kubernetes 4 weeks. And Azure DevOps is also 4 weeks. So if you want to attend serially one by one, it takes 8 weeks. But what I'm telling, if you are in a hurry, you can attend these courses parallelly. So once I start Docker and Kubernetes, again, if I want to start in the future, it will take nearly 1 to 1.5 month time.
Okay, Shiva. Okay, thank you.
Create and deploy, what type of this one, Java, .NET like that, ASP.NET?
ASP.NET applications, I'm going to show demonstration.
Okay, create and deploy.
Yes. We are not going to write code, right? We are
Mm-hmm.
not developers. Just we are DevOps engineers. Whatever code that is given by developers will be automated here. Will be taken from that code. We are going to create artifacts. Artifacts we are going to deploy into various environments like dev, testing, staging, and prod environments. That is our responsibility. That process will be automated by us.
Okay. Okay.
So in the next week, we are starting Docker and Kubernetes. So if you can, complete your formalities from tomorrow onwards, these are all live sessions, and we will provide links for 2 sessions: Azure DevOps links and Docker and Kubernetes links. You are going to get 2 Google Drive invitations. One Google Drive is for Docker and Kubernetes, and another Google Drive is for Azure DevOps recordings. Both are live sessions. But if you are choosing Azure admin, all recorded session, not old session. They are also from latest, just 1 week back session recordings.
Okay.
Shiva, we are going to run on real-time project.
See, and people will confuse here. And one thing also have to tell, DevOps engineers will not have any projects. They will be working on activities and tasks. Okay, for only developers, projects will be there. So as a DevOps engineer, our responsibility is to work for multiple teams. From multiple teams, activities will come, tasks will come. We have to prepare the tasks, we have to perform assignments. But we don't have any real-time projects. So if some people confuse you, okay, don't believe their words. Okay, we don't have any real-time projects. And even though it is a project that I am going to create in front of you only. Okay, we are going to take some open source projects. We are going to take some Java projects, .NET, ASP.NET projects, Python projects. We are going to take live projects soon. For any projects, the deploying process will be same, because we are not going to write coding. We are not going to write any code, right? Okay, from project to project, code will be changed, but the deployment process will not be changed. Did you get my point?
Yes.
Unnecessarily people will confuse you. Okay, but in the resume also, just you can write only modules. You need not to put any live projects information. So you can tell that for these projects I have performed these and these roles and responsibilities, and you can say like that. But you don't need to put any real-time projects.
Okay, and also I need to create a Azure account.
Yeah. How to create Azure account? Tomorrow I will show everything. Okay, just wait for one day.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Shiva.
So what is the beginner level to advanced level means? What it covers in advanced level? Sure.
Which advanced level?
No. Someone tell we will come for training from beginner level to advanced level like that. But I didn't understand what is meant by the advanced level. That's
Every advanced level means it is nothing. Every advanced level, it can be beginner level. Our responsibility is just to create two types of pipelines. Okay, that is build and release pipelines. Okay, so just I will show one sample application to you.
Yeah.
Okay. I will open my Azure portal, my account. Sorry, I think I have deleted that. I have deleted that application. Okay, if you want, I can show it tomorrow. I have completely deleted because I have deployed that application and app service. App service is very too expensive. Okay, I deleted just today itself.
okay. Okay, sure. Thank you.
So, any questions from this diagram? Everything is clear, right?
Yes.
So, if no questions are there, I will stop it for today. Tomorrow we meet again at the same time with the same link.
Hi, sir. Due to some office call, just now I logged in. Can I have the recording?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just now office call completed, so I'm able to join the call.
You do one thing. Okay, I will show you one process.
Okay.
After 1 hour or 2 hours, go to YouTube.
Okay.
I'm showing the process. Anyhow, we are going to share the recordings. Just up to that.
Okay.
Just to type, just a query like this. Just a minute. Durga, Azure DevOps by Shiva. All my recordings will come. Even you can see today's recording after 2 hours. So these are all my recordings.
Sure, definitely.
These are old recordings. If you want to have today recording, after 1 or 2 hours, you can expect this. You can expect in this place.
Yeah, sure.
These are all my recordings only.
Sir, actually the course is conflicting with the office time. So can I get the recording for whole course?
Yeah,
After
you can get recordings. Okay, so this week completely we focus on Azure admin concepts, Azure admin infrastructure creation concepts only. Okay, and from tomorrow, next week onwards, we start Azure repos, Azure pipelines, how to create pipelines, how to pull the code, how to push the code, how to make the changes, how to perform Git branches, how to perform merge conflictions. Okay, how to perform pull request. Okay, so these are all things we are going to learn from next week onwards.
Yeah, this course is enough now to survive for interviews and to crack it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
So thank you guys. Thanks for your time. Tomorrow we meet again at the same time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Shiva.
Thanks, Shiva. Bye-bye.
Thank you.